There's no shortage of young people like Yashar Givili in Hamburg. Ambitious, liberal in the classical sense, and style-conscious. Yet there is something that sets him apart.
I'm Yashar Givili, I'm 22 years old and a trainee at a Hamburg bank, and I'm an active member of the CDU.
That requires idealism. His party tallied a mere 7.8% in his district in the last election. Life is hard for the CDU in Hamburg, a traditional left-wing bastion. What are the issues here?
For Hamburg CDU or in general?
Is there a difference?
No, not really.
A furniture store is going up in his neighborhood despite protests from locals. Yashar approves. A flourishing economy is a key conservative goal, but he says it takes more to win at the polls.
After the drubbing we got last year, the CDU has done a lot to open the party up. It's taken a clear stance on a topic that is extremely important in Hamburg, namely integration. We want immigration. We want to see qualified foreign workers in Hamburg. We're an international cosmopolitan city.
The Conservatives enjoyed a decade of power until the SPD regained control last year. Many say the CDU and former mayor Ole van Boist were good for the city. But times have changed.
Ole van Boist did a good job for a while, but it's hard in a traditionally left-wing city.
What are the issues in Hamburg CDU?
No idea.
Any names come to mind?
Apart from former mayor Ole van Boist, I can't think of anyone.
What needs to change?
It would take me more time than I've got to answer that one.
Hamburg CDU members haven't let life in opposition get them down. 2 buses packed with delegates are en route to a regional conference with the German Chancellor. There's hope they'll be able to speak their minds and come home with a strategy for the CDU in Hamburg.
We need to appeal to the man on the street. Give him a vision for the future and be honest. Honesty is a key factor.
What can I say about the CDU in Hamburg? At the moment, it seems to be keeping a low profile.
Maybe they're too honest. The others talk about what they want to do, but then don't deliver. So they treat voters like idiots. And that's precisely the problem. You need to put all your cards on the table. But if you tell the truth, you can also lose an election.
A new party leadership is investigating how to win the next one and looking to answer why voters opted for the Greens rather than the CDU.
We conservatives don't just face challenges, but our party also has to pursue new policy objectives. An attractive city offers child daycare and tackles pollution. The CDU needs to provide answers to such issues, but getting our message across takes longer than it does for other parties, because the topics we're associated with are mainly security, economy, and finance.
At the conference hall, the young Hamburg conservatives are looking for good seats. Some 600 delegates are here from Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, Schleswig-Holstein, and Hamburg. The Chancellor's national popularity hasn't rubbed off on these states. The Conservatives have suffered record defeats in all 3. But rather than address local problems, Angela Merkel paints a bigger picture.
Solid budget policies at home and in Europe, necessary structural reforms so as many people as possible have work, programs to foster research and development, and a sound energy strategy.
That's her own personal recipe for success on the national level. But what will help the states? Delegates are left grappling.
We have to cover more ground. There's room for improvement on social policy.
As conservatives, we all need to do good work at the grassroots level. There's a lot to be done, and together we can work to do what's best for Germany.
The Chancellor fields a question from Yashar Givili. He decides against venturing into local politics.
In Hamburg, I've spoken with many young people who are very modern, very European. We try to envision what Europe will look like in 60 years' time. My question to you is, how do you envision it?
Europe will always remain a union of nations that is different from the USA. But we will have to develop a willingness to transfer powers to European institutions to a greater degree than is the case today.
Angela Merkel's speech in Schwerin is one she could have given at any other party conference in Germany. For Yashar Givili, it's becoming clear that his party is on its own in the fight for Hamburg voters.
When regional chapters see that they're losing votes, they need to work on themselves. You can't always point your finger and say, the Chancellor has to help us. We need to be able to help ourselves.
It's a 2-hour drive to Hamburg and 2 years till the next election. For Yashar Givili and Hamburg CDU, the battle for votes is on.